Glint of Gold is 11-8 favourite. Critique is 4-1. Capstan 9-2. Amindas is 8-1. 10-1 bar those four. And I think there's only one or two more to go in. So let's join Peter O'Sullivan.
Thank you, John. Yes, that was Stanera who went in, and incidentally ridden by young Walter Swindon, but not his father, who was indicated on the caption. And that's it. They're all in for the Hardwicke Stakes under starters, orders and away. And Amindas is the first to show. Amindas going on from La Fontaine and Heighton, and behind them come Capstan. And then on the inside, Glint of Gold, then Critique and Centurious and Stanera. As they run down towards Swindley Bottom, and there's driving rain. La Fontaine has gone on from Heighton and Amindas, then Capstan and Glint of Gold, with Stanera on the outside of Glint of Gold, and then Centurious and Critique. And they're racing already to the mile pole, with La Fontaine, Steve Corson in the lead from Heighton and Amindas. Then comes Capstan and Glint of Gold, Stanera, Centurious and Critique. Inside the final mile already. La Fontaine in the lead from Heighton second, Amindas third. 4 is Capstan, 5 is Glint of Gold, 6, 7 and 8 are Stanera, Centurious and Critique. And still La Fontaine making it as they pass the 7 furlong pole, make towards the 6 now. From Heighton in second, Amindas third, then comes Capstan. Glint of Gold is travelling well in fifth. Behind him comes Stanera, then Centurious, and finally Critique at the 6 furlong pole. Still La Fontaine in the lead from Amindas, going up on the inside of Heighton. Capstan is fourth, 5 is Glint of Gold still, 7, 8 and 9 are Stanera, Centurious and Critique, but Critique getting closer now. Racing towards the half-mile pole in the Hardwicke Stakes, and still La Fontaine and Steve Corson in the lead from Amindas in second. Glint of Gold making a run now towards the outside, has moved into third, is going to challenge Amindas for second as they race round the home turn, but still La Fontaine and Steve Corson with the advantage from Amindas and Glint of Gold. Then comes Stanera on the outside of Capstan, then Centurious, Critique making ground, relegated Heighton to last. They're into the home stretch now with just over 2.5 furlongs to run, and still La Fontaine in the lead from Amindas, Glint of Gold, Stanera into the final 2 furlongs now. Still La Fontaine from Amindas, Glint of Gold, Stanera. Then comes Critique unleashing a run. They're coming down to the furlong pole, and it's La Fontaine being pressed by Stanera with in between horses Glint of Gold, then Critique on the near side. La Fontaine over on the far side, battling back again. Critique, Lester Piggott coming there very strongly on the near side though to take it up. Critique is going to win it as they come to the line. Critique is the winner of the Hardwicke Stakes. Second is Glint of Gold. It's a photo for third between Stanera and La Fontaine. Amindas came next, and then Capstan, and then Centurious, and finally Heighton. So the result of the Hardwicke Stakes: first, number 6 Critique, owned by Mr. Garo Vanyan, trained by Henry Cecil, ridden by Lester Piggott. Second for me was number 2 Glint of Gold, though the judge has called upon a photo, and a photo for me definitely between La Fontaine and Stanera for third. But the judge, in fact, has only named Critique the winner. He's called on the evidence of the camera to determine second, third